Now let's talk about rejection codes. If the shop cannot take an order for any reason, you will need to reject the order. To do this, you will use the rejection codes to identify why the order was not placed with the shop. The codes are displayed by clicking on the rejection reason field. This will display a menu containing a list of rejection reason codes. To reject a shop from the order, click the Reject Reason drop-down box and highlight the appropriate reject reason code, and then click Select. After selecting the appropriate rejection code, add the name of the person you're speaking with in the contact box, if needed, and click on the Update button, and you will see the screen display the next eligible shop. Let's go over what the rejection codes mean. Keep in mind that all this information can also be found in IRIS and in your training companion. Code reason number 1. You will utilize this when the shop does not answer their phone. Code reason number 2 means that the shop's line was busy. Code reason 3 indicates past delivery time. This means the shop's last orders for the day have already gone out for delivery. Code number 4 means that the shop is sold out of the product or they do not carry the product that was requested. This code can also be used if the shop does not have the necessary flowers to create the particular arrangement that the sender ordered. Code number 5 indicates reached holiday capacity. This means the shop is not accepting any more orders for the holiday. This code does require that you put a contact name in, and it should not be used during non-holiday periods. Code number 6 indicates that the shop is requesting more money to fill the order. This code also requires a contact name, as well as the additional dollar amount requested, which will be entered into the reject dollar field. Code number 7 stands for out of delivery area. This means the recipient's address is not located in the shop's normal delivery area. Code 8 means do not use per sender. You will see this when the order has been placed on special handling with a notation that the customer prefers not to use that particular shop. Code 9 means that the phone number is disconnected. Code 10 indicates the shop does not have enough information for delivery. Code 11 lets us know that you have talked to a non-member florist who will not accept the order. And finally, Code 13 means the shop is closed on the requested delivery date. You will use this if the person that you spoke to at the shop or their answering machine with a voice message indicates that the shop will be closed on the requested date of delivery. Keep in mind, rejection codes 4 and 5 require a contact name to be in the contact field. Rejection 6 requires both a contact name and a dollar amount in the reject dollar field. Goodwill dollars are added to an order when the shop needs additional money to deliver the order. As agents working at Teleflora, we must consider the bigger picture. If we goodwill additional money on every order we place, imagine the out-of-pocket cost we are incurring during every holiday and every non-holiday period. We must always be mindful and resourceful when calling out orders in regards to goodwill. The goodwill policy can always be found on IRIS. We do not offer goodwill automatically, but if the florist lets us know that they need extra money, we will follow the goodwill policy, which again can be located on IRIS. Let's look at the goodwill policy for this $45 order. The first shop says they need a total of $50 to fill the order. You would not be able to place the order for this shop because the policy says you can only offer $3 on the first call. The second shop needs a total of $55. The most we can give a second shop is $5, so again, we're unable to call this order out to them. The third shop needs $54. We would still not be able to place the order because the most we can goodwill is $7. So what do you do in this case? You would call the first shop back that needed a total of $50 and give it to that shop because they were willing to do it for a less amount of money. Let's look at sympathy orders to a service or visitation. For funeral orders that are going to a service, we are going to be able to give a little more goodwill because it is very important to our senders that we get the flowers to the service on time. We want our customers to be customers for life, and going the extra mile on an order like this shows how much we care. So, let's say you have an order going to a service for $80. The first shop needs a total of $100, and the most we can give is $10. Would we be able to give this shop the goodwill amount they need? If you said no, they would only receive $90 instead of the $100, you would be correct. So let's go on and call our second shop. They need a total of $150, and the most we're able to give to the second shop is $15. So would we be able to give it to this shop? If you said no, you would be correct. Now we're calling our third shop, and they need a total of $100. We would be able to give them $20 since this is the third shop. So in this case, we would relay the order to them. If you are unsure how much you can give for Goodwill, please do not hesitate to ask in chat or your team leader. And remember, this information is available on Iris and in your training companion. Your fourth attempt may be a callback to one of the 3 shops you've already spoken to. For example, Shop A wants $4. You reply, "If I could get that money, could I dove this order over to your shop?" Continue by calling Shop B, who wants $6, and then Shop C wants $9. Since we only have one more shot at placing the order, you would call back the shop who wants the least amount of Goodwill, and then you can dove the order directly to them, if dove is available. We do know that some places will ask for more money almost all of the time. One of the areas where this happens is Canada, because they have such a higher tax rate. Another is Alaska. Everything in Alaska costs more, and they have to have almost anything they get flown in. Consider this, just a gallon of milk is $10 to $13 in some areas. So imagine how much they might need for a fresh floral arrangement. If the order can't be placed after speaking with 4 shops, place the order on hold for the appropriate reason. Now that we know the Goodwill policy, let's learn how to add Goodwill. You will enter the name of the person you spoke with into the contact field. Type the additional amount needed in the Goodwill field. You don't need to include a dollar sign, but you will need to include a decimal. Just a little quick story. It is very important to add the decimal point. One day, I was trying to give a shop a Goodwill for $3, and I typed 300 and gave this shop $300. The shop was very happy, but my supervisors were not. Fortunately, you can learn from my error and not do the same thing. Finally, we are going to click the Update button for orders given over the phone, or the Dove Relay button for Dove orders. Now that we know about Goodwill, let's play a game. I could really use one after having to add up all those numbers.